It's a bright morning on Saturday the 3rd of September and we are stood at Kensington Olympia, and you can tell them why, Graham.
Yes, we're looking forward to the Vectis Venture train taking us all the way to Portsmouth, which is we're very excited to do this one.
Oh yes, so it's another rail tour coming for you, and what a day it's going to be. So welcome once again to Down the Line. So a little bit about Kensington Olympia. The original station opened in 1844 and the current station was 1862. Service-wise, you've got Underground, Overground and Southern. And a cool fact, it was actually the 267th busiest station on the Underground network. And you can quite believe that. So the platform 2 is where we need to go for the Vectis Venturer. So over the footbridge we go and let the day commence. With around 45 minutes before our rail tour began, it gave us the chance to have a look at Kensington Olympia station in a bit more detail. And already, numbers of railway enthusiasts were building on both platforms to come and capture the arrival of the Hasting DEMU, with some boarding the service which had made its way from Tunbridge. I just have to say how incredibly excited I am to see the Hasting DEMU 1001. It was on a rail tour a few months ago, I believe, and to see pictures of it, it looked like the perfect opportunity to come and see this unit. So thank you again to UK Railtours for inviting me on this, because this is an opportunity that I truly could not miss, and obviously hence why Graham's here as well. You know, it's ideal for the railway spotter, and you know, things like this, as I've mentioned before on the previous rail tour, it keeps the history alive, and that's what it's all about. So not long until departure. With seconds to go, the empty lines were filled with something of a different but better nature. The UK Railtour's Vectis Venturer rolled into platform 2, much to the excitement of the fellow enthusiasts, and with a 5-minute stationary allowance, it gave the perfect opportunity for people to get as many photos as they could. Well, 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 what a great surprise that is. Let's jump on board and have a good day. As we boarded the Hastings unit, the excitement rose, and we took our seats and read the itinerary booklet with all of the information for the day's tour, as well as the outward and return journey timings. And then as we crossed over the River Thames, it wasn't long before we arrived into what I call one of London's best railway stations, London Waterloo. And Graham will soon give you a couple of facts regarding this station. So, first stop, Waterloo. And you love this station, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Waterloo Station, a fabulous station here because it's quite famous for a famous film that was made here at the main clock, which is in the actual main building, and it's a film called Brief Encounter, which was Trevor Howard and Celia Johnson, and it was quite a romantic film underneath the clock where they met apparently. So there you are.
And welcome to Waterloo. With a 10-minute stop here, it gave me the chance to take in the beauty of this grand terminus station. So, a bit more about the rail tour in further detail. So the tour actually started at Tunbridge and will work its way to Portsmouth Harbour, like we mentioned earlier. And for those eagle-eyed spotters, yes, we boarded at Kensington Olympia. And the simple reason being, coming from Bletchley railway station, it was just a lot easier for us to connect from there rather than driving all the way down, and we wanted to get the full day on the railways. But the stops for today were Tunbridge, Bromley South, Kensington Olympia, London Waterloo, where we currently are, Clapham Junction, Woking, and then down to Portsmouth Harbour. So plenty of stops, and do you know what, the last time I actually went down on this line was around about a couple of years ago. So it's nice to see the South Portsmouth direct main line again, and so far so good. Thoroughly enjoying it. So, after leaving London Waterloo, we have now just gone bombing it through Clapham Junction. It was meant to stop for a couple of minutes, but I think we departed 4 minutes late, so that put an end to that one. But the next stop will be Woking before we reach Portsmouth Harbour on the Portsmouth direct main line. It wasn't long before we reached our next stop, Woking railway station, and this was to take on more passengers to join us on this brilliant Vectis Ventura tour. Right then, a quick stop off at Woking seems in order. So a quick look at the thumper unit, so far so good. Before departing Woking, it was nice to come and take a closer look at the wonderfully restored Hastings unit. And as it was our last stop before reaching the end of line Portsmouth Harbour, it was back onto the train and away we go. Okay, so just while we've got the chance and everyone's now off the train, we can now talk about the interior here of the DEMU 1001. Now, I have to say, since its restoration and being, from the main lines on what it used to operate between Charing Cross and Hastings, it's been beautifully restored. You've got the woodwork, you've got the upholstery, everything, and to be fair, the journey here has been extremely comfortable. So, no complaints from me, but I just want to show you this. Like I said, it's nicely done, and it shows its retroness, of course it does, and that's the point of these. It's bringing it back into restoration of its former glory. And to be fair, I remember on the tour that we did last time at Great Yarmouth with the Riviera units in the Mark 1 coaches, and this, I actually prefer these. These are so much nicer, and what a journey it's been. But like I said, we're going to see a bit more, and then we're going to continue on for the return trip, so all good to see. As you can see, even the seating arrangements is much better than what you would see on modern day trains. Right, so welcome to Portsmouth Harbour railway station, and that is the end of the outward journey on the Railtour. And I have to say, so far, so good, and I have thoroughly enjoyed it. How have you found it, Graham?
Absolutely fantastic, absolutely wonderful. I think so far, out of the 2 tours we've done, I think this is my best one so far.
I have to agree, actually. Out of the 2, this one has been ever so better, to be honest. And it's nice to see the DEMU 100 unit, as I've said a couple of times now. Like I said, it's a lot different than seeing a Class 66 Hall tour. It just is. Also, the only similarity is it was GB drivers that are the same. But nonetheless, we're going to have enough footage again for part 2, so that will be coming up, so don't go anywhere. But yeah, we're going to have a little walk around Portsmouth, and we'll see you next time down the line.